Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ridertown Radio. It is just me and Noble here in the studio because Biff has disappeared again.
He tripped out the hole. Damn it.
I
We
thought we
should have.
fixed those.
We fixed most of it. We
Right, we
fixed
fixed
the
the
roof. We
right, we
fixed
fixed
the
the holes.
roof.
Yeah, the holes in the roof are fixed. We just haven't fixed the wall.
Yeah, we didn't fix the window from when that yellow dude with the dragon walked through and then accidentally broke the window.
I swear, having them around is very,
Destructive.
yeah, to say the least.
I'm just glad we already have a train station in the basement.
But yeah, so in light of that, we are still going to just do our what we plan to do, which is a
Oh.
gigantic episode of Catching Up with Ghost. So yeah, we have
Yay, all the super forms.
yep, we have 11 episodes to talk about. So without any further ado, let's get started with that. Oh boy. I'm going to start this out by saying trying to marathon all this crap on Friday was a chore.
Yeah.
That is what I did. I blitzed every episode on Friday. Just ah. Right, so let's just run down the list and I have short order notes, so if you have anything you want to bring up specifically about these episodes, go right ahead.
I
Episode 18, we have Himiko and Newton being annoyed with each other and then actually working together.
Because reasons.
Yes, clearly. And this was
Because they're part of the premium Bandai set. That's why. That's pretty much why, most likely. It's because the only way you can get their icons is if you buy other sets that either have nothing to do with the show, really, or aren't even for Ghost. And the only way to get their ghosts for the Ghost Chain series is through premium Bandai.
yay, exclusives. Whatever, toys. I got nothing for
It's
that.
even worse because I don't think they come with the stands.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. But yeah, toys and whatever. And then the other one major thing I have written here is this is where the rest of the cast finds out that Alan brainwashed Spectre.
Oh yeah, that was a plot point for like 3 episodes.
Yeah, I think this may have also been the episode they debuted Sanzo, but whatever.
I think so, and he did that weird. Well,
No, that was the episode after.
yeah, that was the episode after that because we were making the Zoologer jokes.
Yeah, so that was a thing. Decent episode. Other than that, I can't really think of what else was interesting that happened.
Yeah, my mind's drawing a blank.
You're gonna have to forgive us, folks. We absorbed 11 episodes of the show in like really short order, so a lot of this is probably gonna be muddled as all hell.
Yeah, really, the only things I have that are more or less in my head are just comments on suits, like ideas for what they could have done with the suits and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to episode 19 introduces us to the Picasso Ganma, or whatever the hell he actually is. I call it Picasso because it's that weird abstract style.
Yeah, QB or whatever his name is.
Yep. And we also find Igor's weird plan with the Apple stand-in, or whatever the hell it's
Yeah,
supposed to
with
be.
not Apple.
Not Apple with not Steve Jobs.
Pear. Well, no, wait, no, that's taken with GTA. With Mango.
Uh, Wait, they use pears in GTA?
Instead of it being apple, it's pear. Or
Huh.
it used to be. Now it's the iFruit, and it's just a bowl of fruit.
Oh, okay, because the only other thing I know of that actually uses pears is Dan Schneider's universe, like iCarly and
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's probably where I was thinking of
yeah,
it
and
more. But
Victorious. The pear
yeah,
phone, where it's actually shaped like a pear. I always thought that was goofy.
yeah.
Yes. And then we have Takaru trying to pull a Gentaro and befriend the Picasso Ganma, because all he wants to do is paint.
I mean, he succeeds.
Yeah.
I mean that's better than what most Kamen Riders can say when they do the befriend the hero thing, or befriend the villain thing.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
except for Ghost, or not Ghost, Drive, but that ended horribly anyways, so.
That was only like at the oh no, not right. You're talking about Chase, not Hart.
I wasn't talking about either of them.
Who are you talking
I
about?
was talking about Q's Roid Mute copy that just wanted to watch the anime.
Oh right, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he was a good guy, then he got murdered like a bitch.
Yup.
Like a bitch.
Moving on
Uh,
to episode 20, the Picasso Ganma is actually friended, so we have QB as part of the crew, for better
and
or worse.
painting comedy galore.
And Makoto got broken free from Alan's control.
Yeah, because that wasn't weird seeing his hoodies, like, force him to do shit.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, so that was a thing that happened.
And it's especially weird with stuff that happens in the future.
And let's see, episode 21. Tucker and crew find a way to get into the Ganma world. Makoto also returns to Ganma world, and we just see a bunch of internal drama with Alan's family.
Yep, because you can't have Ryder without drama.
Of course not. Episode 22. Adele goes psycho and kills people.
Yeah,
Mainly his own
people
dad.
stopped people stopped saying hello, so he got mad and murdered people.
And this is where Alan gets stuck in his human body, and meanwhile, you see a bunch of the human crew on Earth trying to defend it while the riders are busy in Ganma land. I believe that was the Valkyrie Ganma.
Yes, I believe so. I don't remember its name offhand, but yeah, it's like the I won't fight a woman Ganma, which some people I think called it the Joan of Arc Gamma or something like that.
I could see that, yeah. It's a female knight, so yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Right. And let's see, episode 23. Takaru gets scared out of his mind due to all the crap he saw in Ganma World.
Because he saw a person turn to ash.
Yep. And this is where also Makoto gets his icon form broken.
Yep.
And in Total Rage, this is where Takaru gets his Grateful Damashi.
Which brings up the point of the ghosts being able to look like they do in the icons outside of the icons, but they were still hoodies when they were freeing Spectre from being possessed. And then Musashi, the most unreliable hoodie of them all, picks up the belt.
Yeah.
Like, really, you have guys who can control gravity, guys who have hands, technically counting Nobunaga's cloaks as hands, but the guy with the swords, because he's number one.
Yeah, that was a bit goofy.
Yeah. And then we get Grateful Damashi.
Which looks gorgeous.
And my only complaint, which wasn't a complaint when I first saw it, but it's not really a complaint, but more of a critique of what would have been kind of cool, is when he summons the riders, or not the riders, that's something else. When he summons the
Ghosts.
ghosts, it would be cool if their logo like vanished off of the suit.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Like if he's popping out Musashi, the logo on his chest fades to black or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool, but nope.
Right, to signify that it's not in the suit anymore, but that would take forever and lots of money.
Indeed it would. And let's see, next episode we have Onari getting possessed by Goemon.
Because it's time for crossovers!
Oh yeah, this is also where Yamato makes his appearance, and it's just a movie promo thing for that Ichigo film. Whoop-de-frickin-do.
Yeah.
I hope that movie will be good, but given the writer movie stigma of the last few years, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, hopefully the figure art will do good. Seeing as they're making a figure art of Buffy McBuffat, which is what I am forever calling that in suit form.
Buffy McBuffat.
Yes, he looks so buff. The suit is so buff that when a person wears it, it looks fat. Literally, in every shot, when we first got the promo shots, I was like, he looks fat.
Yeah, no, I think I remember one of the first your first comments on him was like ate too many donuts or something.
Yeah, ate too many donuts with Haruto. Too much mayonnaise.
That
Not
would-
enough jogging. Stop riding your motorcycle everywhere. Start running.
Okay then. Anyway, but yeah, that episode was kind of goofy. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
mean, really,
was
the only thing that we got in that episode that I found funny was the moment where they both look at their swords like, wait a minute.
yeah, they look similar. Gee, because they're probably made by this, or that's probably because they're made by the same toy company.
But yeah, it was funny. I never really thought about it when I first looked at the weapons. I was like, oh man, that's an awkward design. But then now thinking about it, they're both two items that somehow coincide with their gimmick, and then the weapon on the end.
Also, the sunglass slasher is so much bigger than the Zuo slasher or whatever they're calling
Yeah,
that thing.
in real life, yeah, it's huge.
Probably because it has to have the holes for the icons, whereas the other thing is just switching cubes around.
Yeah, that and the blade of the cube thing is like the size of the ride booker, if not smaller.
Yeah, of course, in toy form they're tiny.
Yeah, but I mean, the sunglass slasher is still fairly sized.
Yeah. So, episode 25 is where things get really interesting. Ganma start filling the sky with red stuff to try and terraform.
Which doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess technically, in a way, it does. Putting stuff in the air would more or less fuck up the environment.
Yeah. And this is also where we start seeing more of that corporation moving on with some OS thing.
Yep, and the airplane Ganma, which everyone considers it to be one of the Wright brothers.
It might as well be. I mean, there was two of them.
Yeah, there was two of them.
Yep, which that leads into the next episode where we see Alan, who was in the previous episode acting like a schemer trying to do something. In the next episode, he actually kind of starts playing on the good guy side a little bit.
Yep, and then well, no, that's later on in another episode.
And then, of course, we get more hijinks with the airplane Ganma trying to terraform this with the sky, and eventually Akari figures out how to undo what they've done. Because of course she
And
does.
yeah, and somehow what they've done only affects the one major character and the one extremely, 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 extremely minor character.
Are you referring to Canon as the minor?
Yes.
Yeah, she hasn't really done a whole lot in the last few episodes. She's just kind of been there.
Because she's useless. She was only used as a plot point for Makoto in the early game. If anything, they should have did what they did with the Flash in season 2. Oh man, that guy who said I murdered your mom said he murdered your mom. Now I'm free. Now I'm gonna leave so I don't become a boring character anymore.
Well, okay, and to be fair, I suppose in one way she hasn't done a lot, and the other way she kind of has, just because she's been hanging around Alan trying to uh,
Yes,
get him to turn.
that's really the only thing she's done is she's been more or less becoming the potential shipmate for Alan.
And she's also been hanging out with QB doing painting, for what that's worth.
Yeah, hanging out with the monster that wants to paint and turn people into paintings.
I do love how he just has such an obsession with friggin' Onari's head.
It's because it's round and he paints the round things and it's funny.
Yeah. And then we get into episode 27, where once again they're back in, yeah, they're still back in the Ganma land, trying to get Makoto's body back, and freaking Adele activates some thing called Ganmisers, apparently, which all have his face and speak with a female voice, and it's really weird.
I think it's just the one does, and that one is like the main one for the current time.
I guess. Either way, it's still weird. They all have his face and they talk with female voices. Or a female voice, whichever.
Yeah, that's still very weird, but I mean, it's not as weird as a dude trying to do a female voice there, Himiko.
Yeah, that's so freaking weird. This is also the episode where Makoto gets his hands on the Deep Spectre icon.
Yep, the drowsy eye.
I know that thing does look like it's half asleep. It's supposed to look evil, but nope, it just looks like it's sleepy.
Yeah, I'm evil. You're asleep. You're sleepy. Have a Snickers. I'm evil.
Uh, those Snicker commercials are so weird.
That wasn't even a Snickers commercial, but yeah, basically.
Uh,
Uh, but they
that's
all group together. We get uh almost a awesome, perfect triple henshin.
yeah. Also, this would be the episode where Alan's father dies for real.
Dun dun dun. Because plot points.
Yep, and pissed off Takaru.
Yeah, which was kind of cool. Because I mean, if you think about it, he's dealt with losing his father too. So him basically going into like a bloodthirsty rage was amazing.
Of course, it's always cool watching
I mean,
heroes go crazy and then
granted, I'm the
rage.
guy who likes to show where you see hearts get murdered via X-rays, but
Yes, that show we're gonna have to get back to at some point.
that show I watched a little bit of Tuesday.
Uh,
Uh,
and then there was just ridiculous hijinks around QE and the rest of the humans.
and the Mozart Ganma is now a good guy, and they
Yep,
both left because reasons.
because they had to get out of a slump.
Because, one couldn't try conducting music and the other one couldn't have tried painting.
I know, I was thinking that's like, so you guys gonna just try switching hobbies? Nope.
Right? The easy way to solve this dilemma. But no. And then,
Instead, they leave.
yeah, Igor gets ready to kick the shit out of Onari, and Javel or Javar, or however
Whatever.
the fuck you want to pronounce it, comes in out of nowhere like, you saved me, you gave me rice, I will kick his ass.
Yeah, that was another interesting one. Just there's a lot of human interaction with Ganma going on.
Yeah. But I
Although I
will
suppose with
say,
Javert it'd be more like human since he is in his body as opposed to being in his icon mode.
yeah, but I like how Akari's like, what the fuck was that about? And Onari's like, I don't know. I guess, sometimes it's just, things are just a blessing in disguise. It's not like I fed him and gave him the cure to air cancer.
Yeah. And yeah, episode 28 was the one where they had the triple henshin. They all get out of the Ganma world.
Yeah, the almost triple henshin where the Grateful Belt fucks up for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's like transform, and then whatever the hell the Ganmiser things are messes with it or something.
I think that's why the Infinity icon is his final form, is because as long as the God Misers are active, Grateful won't be allowed to work for some MacGuffin reason.
Well, it is episode 28, so we are actually in the zone for getting the ultimate mode at some point.
So I think what's going to happen is he's going to have to revert back to using his default belt, just so, we can see Deep Spectre in random hoodies because toy sales.
Yep.
But, yeah, and I feel like that's going to somehow contribute into the final form for Ghost. Yeah.
But yeah, it should be interesting to see how they pull that one off. And speaking of Deep Spectre, this is where we get his actual debut. And my gosh, that costume looks both great and terrible all at the same time.
I never knew I could hate an outfit so much.
I mean, my thing with Deep Spectre is, apart from the goofy shoulders, I don't like those. I don't like the horns. I like the colors he has. The problem is I don't feel like they go together well enough.
Yeah,
They
his
don't
colors
blend.
don't. Yeah, his colors don't mesh well.
It's just like there's something about the concentration of one over the other that just kind of doesn't blend very well.
Yeah, Rockstar Silver over the entire suit with like very, very, very small blue highlights, a red logo on the chest, and then a purple hoodie. Those
Yeah,
are not a good color combination.
yeah, it's just the colors don't mesh well for me. And apart from that, I actually don't mind it. It's just the horns are a little too ridiculous, and what the fuck's with the shoulder pads?
Yeah, his fucking antlers and his shoulder pads that apparently become wings.
Yeah, as we saw from some scans recently, apparently they turn into wings or something. I don't know.
Does Kabuto.
Yeah, well, Kabuto actually makes sense considering he was a beetle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was everything that happened in Ghost of importance over the last 11 episodes. And man, things are getting interesting with all the nonsense going on with Adele and the family drama there. And then, we still have Takaru unable. Oh, yeah, that's one thing we never didn't mention. One of these episodes, Takaru tries to actually use the icons to make a wish, as you do,
Yeah.
and it backfires because of the Gun Miser things.
Yeah, and it's even worse because that was yeah. Alan's like, sure, I'll help you make your wish.
Oh yeah, that was one of the episodes where he was being schemy, and Akari kept calling him out on it.
Yeah, Akari called him out like instantly on his shit, and I was like, yes. And then because reasons, the wish thing fucks up. And then in the one episode, he uses the icons make the wish formation thing, and it becomes a shield.
Oh yeah, I think that was just something they did on their own. I don't think he told them to do
Right,
that.
yeah, that was a thing they did on their own, but it's like, okay, make up your mind what you can do before you make the show and come up with it as you go, because it feels really spur of the moment. Oh man, we got to think of something. Make the icons make a shield because reasons.
It's reminding me a lot of a certain show involving dinosaurs that we've spent hours complaining about on two separate occasions.
Yeah, but that show has to deal with using footage from another show. It's not making its own footage.
True enough, yeah, but
And the
still.
footage that it is making isn't the ones that they have to pull their stuff out of their asses for.
True enough, but anyway. Yep, that was interesting little moments, but yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. There's the whole Deep Connection company, corporation going on, doing whatever's going on there.
Wait, that's what it's called?
Yeah, I think it's Deep Connection.
That wasn't foreshadowing like a motherfucker. As soon as that became like a relevant plot point was when all the shit with Spectre was going on.
I'm kind of wondering if what they're trying to do maybe some form of weird mind control thing because
I think what they're doing is they're gonna move their weird Wi-Fi towers or whatever and make a giant Ganma eye. Kind of like what they were doing in the Newton episode, but on a much, much, much larger scale.
I could potentially see that. Yeah. Then the other thing I was thinking of was like when Akari was analyzing a sample of the red sky, which I love the scene where they actually got Urisen to go up there to collect that. That was funny. It's just like, hey, Urisen, we need you to go up there and collect some sky in this bag. And it's like, I don't wanna. I'm afraid of heights. It's like, I'll get you some takoyaki. Okay, and just like flies up there.
Would you do it for a Scooby snack?
Oh gosh, he is basically the group Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
That was yeah.
You're a
Most
sin. Where are you?
oh gosh. Sad part is they kind of have treated him that way in some respects.
Next thing you know, he's gonna have a little cousin
Oh jeez,
or a
that's
nephew or something.
I no just uh.
I mean,
But
it's
then
bad enough they made him a fucking pre-order bonus for the Ghost figure art. You know, a thing with no articulation except for the ball joint on the stand.
jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my original what I was originally saying here was like when she was analyzing the thing, she said it was acting like synapses, so, like the synapses in a brain. So
Hmm.
my wonder is, if are they going to try and fill the sky with that red stuff and then somehow have this become a mind control thing with whatever that OS that company's working on?
Possibly, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And oh yeah, another burning question: what the heck is up with Sage and Edith's similar face? Are they the same person? Are they brothers? What the hell is up with that?
I think they're the same guy.
Just playing both sides.
Yeah, because if you remember when he's talking to Makoto, when Evil Sage is talking to Makoto about the Deep Spectre icon, he's like, I was gonna give it to Takaru and have him use it because he's not a little bitch. He's not whining and crying, and I trust him more. And then it's like, but you technically don't. Oh, okay, so you are both people,
We'll see if
or at
they.
least that's what I took from it.
Well, we'll see what becomes of that. Who knows?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like one of the major points in this show is gonna be him dying.
Probably.
Maybe him dying has to do with making the infinity icon or whatever the hell it is.
That would not be surprising, considering how all the other icons have been made from people dying. I mean, Tokon Boost. I think the only one that hasn't really is Deep Spectre.
Yeah, but from what I think is that I think it's harnessing the power of the God Misers, which
Hmm,
is why it looks fucking
weird.
horrible in colors, because it's trying to mix the colors of all the different God Misers or something like that.
Not to mention, it does kind of have a similar feel to it, considering the God Miser suits are all silver with some colors on it, and then here's Deep Spectre, which is all silver with some colors on it.
Yeah, and we don't really know what Spectre's like thing is either. And Grateful, of course, is just all the dudes together.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of have to. Now that Alan's a good guy, he can actually use icons again, because for a while, once he turned human, he was locked out of using Grim and Sanzo, but now he can use Grim
yeah, that
again.
was well, that and because almost every single time he was fighting, Takaru was like, "Oh man, let me use my new belt, all the icons,
Yeah, that's also true.
Grateful." I'd like to think of it like this: in when they're doing like a triple henshin, and Alan's not looking over, he's just listening to the noises. It's like, stand by. Okay, so good so far. I, Hibachi Mio. Okay, good so far. Grateful. Fuck.
Uh, yeah, grateful. Basically, the belt version of the perfect Zector, where it's like, I'm just gonna steal your henshin stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's ghost type Trideron. All the Shiftgars.
At least unlike the perfect Zector, of course, it doesn't steal your henshin device, considering that's those
Right.
Zectors were the henshin things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going on, and who knows what else is gonna happen. It's like God Misers. How are they? Are they immortal? Are they what? What's the
Yeah,
deal with
because
those
when
things?
Deep Spectre kicked the shit out of the one, it turned into a tablet thing again,
Yeah.
like another floaty monolith thing.
So we've probably got about, let's see, we're on episode 28, so we probably have about, I want to say, 18 or 20-ish, depending on how many they decide to do.
Yeah,
So
probably.
let's see if any of it gets explained in those episodes.
I doubt it. Let's see if certain people get more forms. I doubt it.
Will Takaru actually ever come back to life?
Yeah, or is he? Well, I mean, technically, we know the answer to that already. I mean, because he's still technically a ghost in Surprise Future, isn't he? I mean, I know it's technically in the movie universe, but still, that's him dead in the future.
Well, I don't know if it's like, the problem
Granted, it
with
could
movie
be
universes is that you have no idea where the timing is on some of those.
true. We just know it's after episode 4.
Yeah, we just know it's after he gets Newton, so it could be anywhere in the timeline.
Yeah, but it's presumed to be way into the future because whatchamacallit's dead. Uh, Shinosuke's dead in the future because reasons, and his son's new drive.
Well, who knows? But yeah, so let's see what else is there to bring up that's really we can bring up. That's the problem with trying to review so many episodes all in one time without doing long form notes is that it just all melts together.
Yeah, really, the only thing I can think of is the few times Akari called Igor on his shit for being a bad scientist.
Oh yeah, her little nickname for him, the KMS, Killer
Yeah,
Mad Scientist.
the useless mad scientist. Seeing as he got his ass kicked, seeing as the superior Ganma in the wearing the suit of one of the more powerful villain Ganmas that aren't a general. Basically, it's a general with the power of a strong Ganma got his ass kicked by a default general. That's kind of sad.
I also love
Then he
how
tried. Like,
uh
Akari just came up and smacked him, and it's like,
yep.
oh. And it left a handprint, which was great.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment. Just a actual bitch slap.
Yeah. Science, bitch.
Yep. I'm
Uh,
sciencing this bitch.
this show is not for kids.
Clearly.
Uh,
But yeah, so do you have any predictions for what might happen in the future at this point? Because
um, really the only real predictions I have is so far I'm enjoying Ghost, and I think the ending's gonna be very, very, very not what we really want. I feel like the ending's gonna be really I don't know a word for it.
anticlimactic.
Not that so much, but um like with Drive, the ending was good. I mean, granted, they could have ended it an episode early and just put the little stuff about Kiriko and Shinosuke on the end of the prior episode, and we don't need the Ghost tie-in episode, but it was a good ending to the series.
Yeah.
I feel like the ending for Ghost is like going to leave us in like a rut of something like. I feel like we're not really going to enjoy the ending because I feel like we're going to have questions that aren't going to be answered or something like that.
Or at least not until the movie war.
Yeah, not till the next movie of Kamen Rider Ghost versus Kamen Rider whoever.
Yeah. Which, let's see, we're getting close to the 30s. I'm pretty sure this is around the time where they're going to start having rumors of who's the new guy and what's that going to be.
Yeah,
So
I
that's,
mean, they were fairly right last time with this gimmick being fashion with the different hoodies.
yeah. Not entirely correct on the method of transfer considering eyeballs, but yeah.
I mean, one of the ones I read was dolls, and I was like,
Yeah, no.
so they're pulling a Ginga? I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, Gingo was the one using the Spark Dolls. I think X technically could do it too, but mostly that focus on cards. I don't know, I haven't seen X.
Basically, like when I heard it was working off of gimmicks, I was like working off like a doll-like gimmick. I was like, are the sales for the vinyl figures that bad?
I don't understand the point of the vinyl figures, to be frank.
It's for the people that don't want the action figures.
It's just like, here's a little thing that just kind of stands there.
It's for the people that don't want to spend like $100 for something that looks like the character from the show, like but not get an action figure kind of thing that looks horrible because it's made to look like an action figure and not like the actual character.
Hmm.
So more or less, it's kind of like you're buying a small statue made out of vinyl,
I guess that's the only thing I can
sort of.
say at this point. But yeah, so that's pretty much Ghost Talk, and at this point, the only other thing I think of is since we don't really talk about it much, the MMPR movie that's coming out, we got to see Rita's new form.
The green form is okay.
It's definitely a Mortal Kombat ripoff, but I think it looks
It's
cool.
a lot of things rip off.
It looks like it either came straight out of Mortal Kombat or out of a Marvel or DC comic.
I mean, it looks like a mix between Jade, Poison Ivy, the Enchantress, and I think her name's Tarkina from
Tarkina.
I think she's from Power Rangers.
Do you mean Trekina from Lost Galaxy?
Yes, her. because she has like a weird bug form or whatever.
Yeah, I could see that. Now that you bring that
It
up.
looks like a mix between all of those, and then the other new outfit,
Oh yeah, that other weird one.
the one where the only thing covering her breasts are rope.
For kids.
Right. I brought this up on a Facebook page, and they're like, "Yeah, that's kind of weird, but double-sided tape, bro."
All I
I
know is just with the way fashion is these days, I'm not too surprised.
mean, hell, I'm surprised her green outfit actually has armor on.
Including on her butt.
Yeah, I mean, compared to how most people draw quote unquote female variants of certain of characters, it's better than most.
This movie is going to be interesting to see how it turns out in the long run.
The only thing I care about is I want to see the suits.
Yeah, when are we going to see those?
I mean, we saw some weird pieces of metal that look like they're part of the bikes, or if they're part of something, but I want to see a suit. Or at least a damn helmet. That's all. Once I see a suit or a helmet, or even a morpher, maybe a suit, helmet, and morpher, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what they do with it. Considering,
Because there's so many different ways they could go.
yeah, I mean, technically, even though a lot of people refer to it as a Mighty Morphin movie, it just says Power Rangers, so they could literally go anywhere with it.
Right,
They
and
could,
just because the characters are named after the characters from the original series doesn't necessarily mean they're going to follow the same points.
yeah, they could be go for Dinozords, they could be going for Thunderzords, they could go for the same costumes, they could go for completely different things that we've never seen before. Who the
Who
fuck
knows?
knows?
Maybe we'll get the fucking Zeozords.
Oh gosh, that would be funny. Here, Power Rangers Zeo versus Rita Repulsa. I mean, technically that was a thing in the show in
Yeah,
Zeo, because Rita was and Zed were still hanging around in an RV for some reason.
because they needed comedy.
Uh, because Bulk and Skull for comedy wasn't enough, we had to turn four of the villains into comedy.
Isn't there something where they said like Bulk and Skull aren't going to be in the movie?
Yeah, that's apparently going to be a thing.
Oh joy, because it's not like we can't have it's. Let's have a movie about a superhero without the real heroes of the movie. It's like watching Gotham all over again.
Well, at this point, if they do ever bring in Bulk and Skull, it'll probably either be in the sequel or maybe they just haven't found actors for them or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that.
To be honest, I doubt they'll have them in the show or in the movie because of all the anti-bullying bullshit that's in society these days. Having two characters that are quote unquote main characters being more or less considered the town bullies isn't really a good idea.
True, but then again, you're gonna have the article I saw said they're gonna have two mean girls, so that could also be potentially bullies, but who knows? But yeah, with all the anti-bullying stuff going on, Bulk and Skull's characters, at least in the way they were in the early seasons, doesn't really fit.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Another thing is, I wonder if they're gonna get like Ranger cameos.
You mean like having some actual Rangers show up?
Yeah, like actual characters from Mighty Morphin, like maybe Jason David Frank is a teacher of like a karate studio, or Johnny Young Bosch and his band Eyeshiner playing in a field when monsters come and attack.
See, that last one, I would love to see that. Jason David Frank, not so much, just because
Yeah,
that
but
guy's
Jason David
ego.
Frank is what brings most of the old fanboys because reasons.
If they're gonna do anything, I don't know, like, it'd be cool to see some cameos, but at the same time, they
It
would have to
dep-
keep it really quiet. Otherwise, it would be a weird case of, oh, we just came to see the cameo or whatever.
yeah, and it would really depend on how it's done too.
Yeah, so who knows?
Like maybe it really depends on how they would play it out.
Yep.
Cause didn't the Yellow Ranger become like a vet in their timeline or something like that? Not Trini, the other one.
Oh, Aisha? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she stayed behind in Africa and ended up doing whatever. And
being like
apparently
a doctor or something like that.
her family moved out to Africa to join her because somehow that's how time works. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get like a news story where it's like a news reporter talking about some weird shit going on in Africa, and then you cut over and it's her being the news reporter.
Who knows? We'll see. I mean, it would definitely be cool to see them do something, but will they? No idea.
Yeah. But if you're listening, people making Lionsgate, Johnny Young Bosch with Eye Shine playing in a field and then have that field being attacked by monsters. Do it.
Yes, if somehow you're listening to this, please take our suggestion because
I
clearly we
mean,
know what we're talking about.
seeing as all the random shit that happens that they say on CastRanger that becomes true, you'd be, I don't know.
The coincidence train does run pretty.
The coincidence train runs through a lot of seasons.
Yeah, to say the least. But yeah, so I don't know. You got anything else to talk about? This one may actually be surprisingly short, despite the fact we're covering 11 episodes of crap.
That's why it's short.
Yeah, because we had to zip through
Um,
everything.
yeah. Really, the only other things I can think of Power Ranger or Kamen Rider related is yay, Torin announced for Dino Charge, but they're calling him like Xeno Wing or Zeno Wing.
However the fuck you want to pronounce that. Yeah,
But
that's
I
true.
don't care. It's fucking Torin. I called it. We all called it.
Yeah, pretty
As soon as
much.
Tyler's dad was Cyan, we all called it.
Plus, the toy kind of spoiled it, considering it comes with that sword.
Well, they could have just had that be the sword. Hell, the Cyan Ranger still has like the bronze bar on his,
Yeah,
and he's not dead, and they don't really explain that. So who
you mean like
knows?
most things they don't explain in Dino Charge?
There's a simple explanation for that.
Damn it, go say! The
Yeah.
trolls
Other
say.
than that, the only other thing I can think of is more toy related. That the Toba Spino or the Spinosaurus, Pachyosaurus, and Ankylosaurus. I know that's not how you say those names offhand, but they're a 3-pack now you can get at Toys R Us. I looked at my Toys R Us today and I didn't see it, sadly, but it's a 3-pack that you can get now, so you can get almost all the Zord main character Zords via like Megazord packs.
Which, that's a nice touch that they're doing those.
Yep, it'd just be kind of nice if they did Patera Gordon with Raptor and Parasaur.
Yeah, that would be useful. But
That way you're not buying two of the
isn't
more
there
hard.
like a pack that's like five Zords together or something?
Yeah, it's the Core 5 Zords, and it comes with like one of those battle armor things as well.
Hmm.
One of those not battleizer toys, the cell toys,
Yeah.
where it's like a wireframe dinosaur.
Because America just loves to come up with all sorts of weird stuff that's never in the show.
Yeah. Did we ever talk about the Legend Rider 45 icon? Or
I
like
don't.
about it in general?
I don't
I know
remember.
we mentioned Heisei Damashi.
Yeah, I don't remember if we've ever made any mentions of those or if those were just conversations we had off air.
They might have just been conversations we had off air, yeah. But I saw a video of the icon, and good God, it's horrible. It's basically like Pythagoras and EQ and Galileo, but it lights up.
Ooh.
The buttons make it light up, but the icon screen is just one screen that you just look at it from a different angle.
Well then,
Yeah, it's horrible.
it's
But
it.
the DVD looks like Ichigo's belt, like the inner spinny part.
Hmm.
So I guess that's good.
Well, on that note, unless there's really anything else we can possibly pull out of our asses to talk about, I
No,
think we're probably pretty much done for the night. So, thank you guys for listening, and hopefully next time we'll have the full troop with us again, because apparently the universe just doesn't like having the three of us all together.
Our powers are too great.
Yeah, originally tonight we thought you weren't going to be here, but then you actually were, and Biff's the one that ran off or whatever. So,
Yeah. Like
who
I said,
knows?
that hole in the wall, man. That hole in the wall. Gotta be
This,
careful, man. He was leaning on a brick and it gave out.
yeah, we need to do a complete renovation of this building at some point, from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Especially considering Pinkcaster threatened next time he gets on the show, he's not going to put a hole in our ceiling. He's going to put a hole in the wall with his car.
Oh yeah, that. Well, I mean, at least we have the garage, so we can just leave the door open.
That's true.
And
But
I mean, like I said, we already have like a subway track in the basement, so we're good when the other guy comes.
yep. So anyway, but yeah, so thank you for listening, and see you guys next time on whatever the hell we end up doing.
Oh, Yasumi.